what's up you guys, this is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we are inching closer and closer to TennoCon 2017, as well as Barrow-Katir's overflowing stock on his special relay. So I figured I would go ahead and share my favorite tips and tricks on how to farm ducats. Ducats. I'm still not sure how to say it. Alright, so for those of you who are unaware, TennoCon 2017 is coming up, and DE's kind of released this cool digital pass for anyone who is unable to attend physically. So basically what this gives you is 370 plat, a ship decoration, as well as access to Barrow-Katir's entire stock. They have this exclusive relay that you'll be able to join in and purchase whatever the hell you want to purchase for that weekend. Now all of this is available for, I believe it's $20 Canadian, which boils down to about like $15.09 in American, in US dollars, just in case you were curious, which is pretty freaking good because I think it's like 20 bucks for 370 plat on its own, so it's like a $5 discount on plat. In addition, you're donating a portion of that gets donated to the Covenant House, which is a charity that works out of Canada. I don't know if it's London, Ontario specifically, but it's somewhere there. So you're donating to charity, you're getting plat, and you're getting access to this exclusive relay. So I figured that what I would go ahead and do is kind of share some tips and tricks, as well as some weird things that you might not have considered if you are trying to crack relics or farm relics or whatnot. Now one of the things that I do want to point out is I actually created a relic, like best places to farm relic video, and I'll go ahead and toss up a card up in the corner, so if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check that out already. I think one of the maps has a little bit of a boo-boo on there where it says it's an infestation one. It's like on the lower level than that. Ignore that one. But aside from that, we'll go ahead and jump into my best tips and tricks for farming ducats. Alright, so first things first, we're going to talk about mission selection. Now, I know this tip is going to sound very common sense. However, there are like layers and there's like extra depth. I want you guys to stick around all the way through this portion because there are a couple things. This is like the onion of tips, alright? So, first things first, the quickest ways that you're going to be able to crack relics is through capture and exterminate missions. So, if you're just looking for a one and done, captures and exterminates are fantastic for those because you can just basically blaze through it, pick up all of the little doodly bops, the golden balls, and crack your relic and get your butt out. They're very, very quick, they're very, very easy. However, I myself prefer endless missions. But before we jump into endless missions, I'm going to tell you the one endless mission that I would stay away from. I am not a fan of excavations at all when it comes to cracking relics, and that's mainly because I play on public. Now, if you have a great organized group, you could totally do excavations and make a killing off of it. However, when it comes to public groups, they tend to be a little bit more disorganized. People will end up popping extractors too soon, so you might not be able to get all of the reactant that you need in order to crack your relics. So it can be a really, really frustrating experience. Plus, people tend to be a little bit more spread out when it comes to excavations, so that's definitely not my favorite mode, especially if you're going in public. As for the endless missions that I do love, it is definitely defense, survival, and interception, with interception being my absolute favorite of the bunch. And the main reason for that is interception's drop tables. If you guys watch that actual relic farming video, the drop tables are very, very clean on interceptions. There's just not enough pollutants in there, and it is just mainly relics. So basically it's kind of like you go in to crack a relic and then you get rewarded with the relic. So it's almost like this refund and you get all of these extra bits. Now, one of the things that I did want to point out with all of these endless runs is mainly for the fact that a lot of people only stay for the 4s. So when I say 4s, I mean 4 rounds in interception, 20 minutes in survival, and 20 waves in defense. But the thing that a lot of people forget, especially when they're trying to crack relics or they're trying to farm relics, is that on the fifth rotations, you actually get an exceptional relic. So it's like a relic, but it's like leveled up a little bit for you. It's like they already used some reactant on it. So that would be 5 rounds in interception, 25 minutes in survival, and 25 waves in defense. Now, the big thing for this is basically it's a bonus relic that has been leveled up. So basically, if you stay for the 5s, at the 5 round mark for interception, you're going to get an exceptional. At the 10 round mark for interception, you're gonna get a flawless. And at the 15 round mark, I can't do numbers, you're gonna get yourself a Radiant. So basically, the longer that you stay in these missions, and if you stay for the 5 turn intervals, basically you're gonna get leveled up relics, which is always nice because that means that you don't have to spend as much reactant on them to kind of get a benefit. And here's the thing. If you stay for 6s, and this is what I'm going to point out, so if you stay for that 6th round during interception, or you stay, you know, 30 minutes into a survival or 30 waves into a defense, a lot of the people who got awarded that exceptional will usually use them on that round as well. So that way you're getting like an extra bonus. You're like, ooh, well, everybody's feeling a little generous. They just got themselves an exceptional relic. They're all using it here. So you have a better chance to get a rarer reward, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's like a little bonus for sticking around a little bit longer. Now, since we're talking about refined relics, this is one thing that I am absolutely shit at and something that you should definitely be better at than I am. And that is to keep an eye on how many traces you currently have available to you. I never remember to do this. So this is like me reminding myself to do this and pay attention to it. So this is basically the process in which you can kind of like up your chances at getting better rewards for items. Now, this is where you have to be a little bit strategic. If you are just here farming for Ducats, what you really want to do is you want to put your refinement points into things that you have no interest in. And I know that sounds really, really weird, but for me, what I notice is I've got a ton of relics. Let's see if we can find one somewhere, anywhere here. Maybe no, maybe not. Here we go. So as you can see here, we've got a Frost Prime chassis, right? Now, and an Ember Prime Systems blueprint. So for me, if I'm just looking for Ducats and I'm not looking for Plat, I would not want to Radiance or, you know, level any of this up because I would be too tempted to keep that item. So, you know, this is basically me saying keep your eyes on the prize. Look for the shit that you already have. Look for the shit that you know isn't going to sell all that well so that you are not tempting yourself. So like the Mag Prime blueprint that we can see right there, I don't want to tempt myself because if that Mag Prime blueprint comes around, you definitely know I'm gonna Radiant. If I Radiant that, I'm taking that Mag Prime blueprint and I'm saving it because it's rare and it's currently vaulted. You know, it's gonna come unvaulted in the future, but you know I like to have a little bit of a stock of them. So make sure to do Radiant shit that you don't give a shit about, like Spirit Prime pouch. I couldn't give a shit about that. We'll Radiant that shit, except for the fact that it says 69, and you damn well know I'm gonna leave that right where that is. Alright, so last but not least is something that I forget to do all the time myself. So I'm assuming that you guys will probably forget it too, but for dear Lord God's sake, put on your Syndicate Sigil. Now, the big reason that I say this is a lot of people forget that you can use your faction to cash in on relics. And that's a big thing whenever a new Prime drops, or whenever you're gonna have to farm for Katir and his Ducats or Ducats or whatever you want to call them. Make sure you're putting your Syndicate Sigil on, because what happens is this will actually end up getting you more relics. So now you'll be like swimming in the relics like Scrooge McDuck. So definitely always make sure that you're doing that. Also, in addition, make sure you're claiming your stuff fairly regularly, because what tends to happen with me is even if I have it equipped, I will actually forget to go ahead and claim it. So I'll be playing and I'll be playing and I'll be playing, and then I will completely forget to purchase a relic pack and I will be topped off. So as you can see here, I'm doing my due diligence and reminding myself that this is something that I need to pay attention to. But that pretty much does it for my little tips video. I know a lot of them were pretty much basic, but they're like little reminders that will help you be a bit more efficient when it comes to your relic farming. Let me know if you guys have any specific tips or anything that you do specifically when it comes to your Ducat farming or relic cracking, opening, whatever you want to put it as. Leave those in the comments below, especially if you have anything fun and interesting before the Katir relay. But that pretty much does it for me today. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your relics, because you know, gotta crack them, so I'm gonna touch them like little space cabbages, or like a little space boobage that you're like pulling out of the bra. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and I'll let you guys go. You guys take care. Bye bye.